Hello there and welcome. Today we are going to make a plate like this. I call it the stone plate or the rock plate. It's made of stoneware and I already burnt it twice and put some glaze in it. You can of course use air dry clay too if you want to, but if you make a plate like this you need stoneware clay, you need a kiln, and you need some glazing and just a few tools. Now just let's go into the video, but remember to subscribe to my channel if you like it. Thank you. The clay I use today is one of my favorite clays. It's called 1154 and it's a stoneware clay with lots of grog in it. As you can see, I have a chipwood board to work on and the clay gives away a lot of water. And this is actually just like baking a pizza. So first I use just my hands to make it thinner, and after that I use a rolling pin. I like to use a rolling pin just free-handed, but you can also use these sticks to guide you if you want to have it the exact thickness all the way. The best way to get your slab really thin and even is to turn the clay many times and use your rolling pin from different sides. If your chipwood board gets too wet, just turn it around and use the other side of it. If you find some air bubbles in your clay, it's really easy to just use a needle and stick a hole through them, and when you use your rolling pin again, they will just disappear. I have now reached the size that I want, and I am going to try out how big my plate will be. The plate I use is made of wood, so I have to cover the plate with plastic, and I also use this fiber cloth in between the plate and the clay. I turn it around, and with my fingers I let the clay fall to the right place, and then it's time to adjust it. I use a wet sponge to get everything even and close the pores, so it's really easy to work with. And then I use a turning wheel. I cut the edges with a needle tool, and I try to keep the needle in the same position all the time and just turn the clay. As you can see, the clay is really even in thickness. The tools I use today are two of my favorite tools. One that I made myself, and the second one is a silicone tip brush. And then it's time for me to start designing my plate. I draw on some stones, different sizes and shapes. The silicone tip makes even nice grooves to the clay, and then with my handmade tool I will smoothen out the edges even more. With this tool I can reach into the grooves a little bit more, and after that I just use my fingers and some water and get them really nice, so they stick out a little bit but still don't have these hard edges. There are millions of designs you can make to plates like this. It's all up to you and your imagination. But I like the simple ones that stands out a little bit and also shows that they are handmade, and these are really nice to give away. On my channel you can see how I make these handmade tools, and there's also a really easy turntable that you can make yourself that I made. So just check those videos up if you want to. The plate is now almost done. The only thing I need now is a maker's mark, and this is also a stamp that I made myself. So it's an ambigram, so you can read it both ways. It's now time to let this dry and burn it twice in the kiln and glaze it in between the burnings. And you already saw what it looks like. Here's a reminder. This is the plate. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I would be really happy to see you again. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.